Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diego Knows. I'm Diego. Today, we're going to talk about Sex and the City, the original show from the late 90s and the early 2000s. My name's Diego, and I've watched every single episode of Sex and the City, and I watched that piece of shit show and Just Like Crap, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. Now, what I want to do on this show here is I want to give you a straight man's point of view. There's very little of that involved on this show. The show was written by gay guys, feminists, and angry women. So the straight man is usually portrayed as a joke on these shows. That's the biggest problem I have with the show. I love the show, and like I said, I watched every episode. I didn't do that because I didn't like it. Okay, I watched the show because I liked it. I liked the characters, I liked the acting, I liked the writing. The only problem I really had with the show was that they didn't the way they portrayed the straight male characters. They didn't really get that right. So I'm here to correct that. Okay, I'm here to tell you a straight man's point of view. What a typical straight guy would do in these situations, because the show did not do that. Okay. They made the straight man the butt of all the jokes. They made him act all crazy and stupid and unrealistic, okay? They got the women right, apparently, but they got the guys wrong, big time, okay? So anyway, I'm here to talk about that. This is a straight man's point of view. Okay, so this episode that we're going to talk about today, it's a good one, all right? There's a lot of talking in this one. Okay, this one is episode 12 from season 2. Okay, the name of the episode is called Le Douleur Acquise, which is French. That means the exquisite pain. Okay, so they're dealing with some BDSM stuff here. Okay, some Christian Grey stuff. Yeah, you getting turned on now? Yeah, okay, whatever. Weirdo. All right, so sorry. Okay, so they're dealing with a lot of BDSM stuff, sadomasochism. There's other forms of masochism besides getting whipped and getting tied up in a chain and a cross or whatever. Okay, there's other ways of hurting yourself. All right, so that's what this episode's about. So moving right along, it starts off with Samantha. Her PR firm is doing the promotion for a new S&M restaurant called Le Douleur Acquise, which is the title of the episode. That's the name of the restaurant, okay? So basically, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet with a bunch of dudes walking around in leather thongs and leather chains and leather leather vests on. It's a leather gay bar, okay? Is what it is, okay? And the waiter comes out there and his ass is hanging out. And just like, this is just gross. This is like gay out the fucking ass. But I do like what Samantha's wearing. Samantha's wearing like this top hat and this like pixie dress with a whip. She's got a little fucking whip, a little cat of nine tails that she's hitting people with, She looks good. Samantha looks good. She looks the best I've seen her on the show so far, is in this scene here. I like the way her top like kind of pushes her boobs up. She looks really good. So, hey, I noticed it. I'm going to mention it, okay? So, moving right along, there's a lot to cover in this episode, okay? A lot of back and forth stuff, okay? So, I'm trying to get there as fast as I can because I got a lot to say about that. All right, so moving right along here, Samantha tells Charlotte, hey, you're supposed to dress kinky. And Charlotte looks normal. She's like, well, I kinked my hair. Well, that doesn't fucking count. Otherwise, she looks normal. Everyone else looks fucking crazy in that place except for Charlotte. She's dressed normal, She's dressed like a kindergarten teacher. Okay. So Stanford is there. Of course he is. He looks around. He's like in heaven. He's like a kid in a candy store. He's like, I know where I'm taking mom. Okay, they got they got their waiter who's bringing the Cosmos. He's like wearing like a leather thong and it's just. When I worked in Chicago, there was they did a leather show in Chicago once a year. Okay. And they didn't stay next to my restaurant, okay? They actually stayed at the Hyatt. And they had a convention there, like once a year, like it was in the summer, okay? And just for shits and giggles, a bunch of us from work, because we knew the concierge over there, they sent a lot of business our way. And they sent some weirdos into our restaurant. So we asked the concierge, like, what are they doing over there? She said, well, you want to take a peek, go right ahead. So we went over there, a bunch of us from work. I didn't go by myself. There was a bunch of us from work, guys and girls. We all went over there to go see what the fuck was going on. And oh my God, dude, it was like the gayest fucking leather bike show I've ever fucking seen in my life, dude. I was like, oh my God. Like the guys were walking around in, with their ass hanging out in these black leather chaps. And, they had like fucking collars and shit, and they were walking people around like dogs. It was fucking insane, dude. Fucking insane. Like something out of a fucking, like Christian Grey were gay, okay? If Christian Grey was gay, okay, Christian Gay. That was his fantasy going on in that hotel. They took over the whole hotel. Unfucking believable. I was like, it's a Hyatt in downtown Chicago, okay? Oh my God, I never went back. So that was just gross. But damn, I guess some people are into it. Some people are into it. So, hey, more power to them. If you're into that stuff, good for you. I mean, the show's going to talk about sex of all different types. So, yeah, there's people that are into that. I'm not. I think it's gross, but there's people that are into it. Oh, well, more power to them. So Samantha looks good, like I said. She gives Carrie the whip, and Carrie says, "Well, I can't hang around. I got to go see Big because he's flying to Paris tomorrow. I want to go see him before he leaves. Have sex with him. Her boyfriend Big. So Samantha gives Carrie the whip, and she goes off to go see Big, and she meets Big at his apartment, and they start kissing and making out and stuff. So it looks good so far. Meanwhile, we find out that Stanford's been online. He's been having internet sex. Remember that? I don't either, because I never did it. I mean, now they got like OnlyFans and shit, but he was OnlyFans before it was OnlyFans, right? But he was doing internet sex, okay? Where I guess they were I never did it. Okay, I heard about it. I knew people that were doing it. I never did it myself. Okay, I never went on those sites and tried to have internet sex. How the fuck do you have internet sex? Okay, you watch porn. How the fuck do you have internet sex with somebody by typing shit? That just doesn't do it for me. So I don't know why anyone would do it. But apparently that's what Stanford's doing, and his name is Rick 9+. And he's getting messages. He's getting DMs from big tool for you. And apparently they're going to meet. Now he's stressed out because you know what Stanford looks like. He's a short guy, balding, glasses. He's out of shape. He dresses nice though, but he's very very effeminate. So he's afraid that if he meets this guy, this big tool for you, that he's gonna not be impressed with him. So he's kind of stressing about it. That's his subplot this episode. So of course he's gonna talk to Carrie about it. All right. Meanwhile, Charlotte notices some expensive shoes at the store. She goes in there to take a look. The shoe salesman, his name's Buster. What a name for a shoe salesman, right? Not Al Bundy, Buster, this skinny little guy. And he's like, "Oh, these shoes are $500, but for you, $200. Your feet look so tired. The arches are crooked. Let me massage them together." And so Charlotte's like, "Ooh." Okay, so this guy starts massaging her feet, and he gives her a deal on those shoes. Real fucking weirdo. He's a foot fetish guy. I've heard of people like that. I used to work at a titty bar once where we had this guy. He came in and he wanted our waitress to he bought a bottle of champagne and he wanted our waitress to take off her shoe, her high-heeled shoe that she waited tables on, and put the champagne in the shoe so he could drink it. I'm like, are you fucking weird? But what can I say? He's spending a shitload of money. I'm going to kick him out. He's just a fucking weirdo. He paid her really well to do it. I know he gave her a lot more. They probably gave her like $500 or at least $1,000 or something. This guy had money, okay? For some weird shit like that. It wasn't even from a dancer. It was from like a waitress. Like, damn, hey, people got their fucking kinks. I'll never understand that, but I know there's people out there that do it. I respect them. It's fine. Do what you want to do. You do you. That's your business, but it's just not my thing. Not my thing. Yeah. Anyway, so that happens here. Miranda is at this outside bookstore, a biography bookstore, going through the books. Remember that? Books, those are these fucking pieces of paper that you open up. Yeah, I know. Well, back in the day, that's what we used to read. We didn't have Kindles back then, all right? So, so she's there going through books, and she notices Will Arnett. Remember him, Will Arnett? Yeah, he was married to Tina Poehler for a while, or Amy Poehler for a while, and then they got divorced because she was cheating on him with some guy named Nick Kroll. Yeah, remember that? Okay, well, anyway, yeah. Amy Poehler, Parks and Recreation. I never watched that show, but I know who Amy Poehler is. I watched Saturday Night Live back in the day, and I saw Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo. One of my favorite. I'm going to have to review that movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Amy Poehler was in that. She's a Tourette syndrome girl. Ah, did you know that? I knew that. Okay, anyway. Moving right along. Will Arnett's there, and he's playing some guy named Jack, and he's going through the books, and Miranda's flirting with him. She's like, "Oh, I read that book. Stephen Ambrose, Custer, and it was Custer and something. Custer and Crazy Horse and Custer by Stephen Ambrose, and she's like, I liked his undaunted courage. Yeah, well, if I'd been standing there, I would have been like, well, my favorite Stephen Ambrose book was actually Band of Brothers, okay, which they actually turned into a miniseries on HBO. No wonder they're dropping Stephen Ambrose's name. This is around the time that Band of Brothers came out on HBO. That was the Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg World War II miniseries that they did, which is fucking excellent, by the way. Excellent fucking miniseries. So yeah, so that's how they name dropped it, Stephen Ambrose, because he did Band of Brothers. And then later on, they did Pacific, another HBO miniseries about World War II. But it was from the Japanese side of it, the Pacific side of it. Okay, so anyway, moving right along. So they start flirting with each other, whatever. So we know where that's going. Okay, meanwhile, blah, blah, blah. Big is packing for Paris. He's going to Paris on a work trip. It's work related. He won't be there very long, but there's some important stuff that's going to happen over there. He tells Carrie, because she says, hey, let's get a timeshare with Charlotte, whatever. And Big's like, I might not be here this summer. She's like, what do you mean? He said, in fact, I might have to move to Paris. She's like, well, what do you mean you have to move to Paris? Like, how long? I don't know. If I end up moving, it'll be maybe 7 months, maybe a year. I don't know. She's like, well, why didn't you tell me? He's like, cause I don't know for sure yet. I was gonna wait until I find out. I'm gonna find out on this trip whether or not I'm moving. And I don't want to spill the beans on it until I know for sure that's gonna happen. Well, Carrie's fucking pissed off, and I get it. She has a right to be pissed off. This is not something you want to keep from your girlfriend. If you're maybe moving to Paris like for a long time, you might want to tell your girlfriend that, all right? Because that's your girlfriend. You're supposed to be sharing your life together. It's like the first step before marriage. You got to figure each other out first. And this is a bad sign. I said this last episode when I was reviewing it. I think Big is sleeping with other women. I don't think he's sleeping with other women now, but he's definitely keeping shit from Carrie. All right? Like, this is something he could have told her. He didn't want to tell her this. Why didn't he want to tell her this? I know what the episode is going to tell you. It's because he can't pair bond. He's afraid of getting too close to Carrie. He's afraid of being vulnerable. I don't think that's what it is. I think, honestly, what I think it is that he wants to start again. He wants a new life. I think he likes Carrie. I don't think he loves Carrie, or not, at least not right now. I think he likes Carrie a lot, but he wants to explore other options. He's starting to see, everyone's got a good side and a bad side. Okay, we fall in love when we first fall in love with people. We fall in love with their good side. As we get to know them, we find out their bad side. Okay, if their bad side is not as bad as their bad side does not outweigh their good side, we stay with them. Okay, but I think what's going on with Big here is he's figuring out that her bad side is pretty fucking bad. Not super bad. She's not an evil person or anything like that, but she can be fucking neurotic. Okay, come on. This chick just shows up at your place without calling. She calls you at all fucking hours of the night. She does that in this episode too, drunk out her fucking ass. She makes a fool out of you at parties. She leaves with other guys at parties. She's not the most stable. I know she's the main character and then we sympathize with her. I sympathize with her, but she's got her flaws. Even if she's not aware of it, she's got her flaws, okay? The biggest thing I love about Carrie isn't because she's perfect. It's because she realizes that she's not perfect, okay? And when she fucks up, she apologizes for it. That's what I love about Carrie, because that's something that's very rare. In today's modern day woman, okay, it's very hard for a woman to admit to a guy, much less that she's wrong about anything. That's almost impossible, like the fucking holy grail of 2020, okay? It's very hard to find a woman who's wrong about anything. It's always got to be you misunderstood it or it's your fault, okay? It's never her fault. It's very hard to find someone who will admit they're wrong when they're fucking wrong. Okay, Carrie will do that though. She'll admit when she's wrong. She'll admit when she's been going over the top and when she fucked up. So that's what I love about Carrie. Okay, but I mean, she's got her mood swings. Okay, she tends to be very selfish. Okay, she tends to blow up. Even when she's sober, she still blows up. Drama crisis mode. Like she's just drama, looking for drama to happen all the time. So yeah, I can understand why a guy would get fed up with that. After a while. Maybe he wants to date a woman who's a little more calmer, a little more just calmer, someone who's not so drama, not so much fucking throwing their hands up in the air and screaming and throwing things, because that's what Carrie does. In case you haven't noticed, that's what she does, okay? And I've been through enough women like that in my life. I don't need any more, okay? I'm Big's age, and like, this is shit you deal with when you're in your 20s. But if you're in he's in his 40s, she's in her 30s. If you're dealing with that shit at her age, dude, get the fuck out, man. Find a woman who's a little bit more mature, because Carrie is not that mature. She's not. I love her to death, but she ain't that mature, And Big is very, he likes to be in control of his own life. He doesn't like outside influences controlling him, telling him what to do, pressuring him to do things. I understand that. I'm that way myself, Now, in the past, I would concede to a lot of things. I would do things that I didn't want to do because, I wanted to make my partner happy. Okay, I don't really do that anymore. Now it's like if I want to make my partner happy, I'll make them happy because I want to do it, not because I feel like I have to. You see what I mean? I guess that comes with maturity, and Big ain't there yet. or at least he doesn't want to be there. He's so used to being in control of his life. He doesn't like anyone else influencing his life. You see what I mean? So in a lot of ways, he's like Carrie, like that too. Very selfish, self-centered, which is a bad recipe for a relationship when you got two self-centered people. So anyway, Big tells her about that. Carrie's upset. He didn't tell her. And Carrie, of course, what does Carrie do when she gets upset? She talks to her girlfriends, and she does. They have lunch together, and she's fucking screaming at the fucking restaurant. He's like, I wasn't even a factor in his decision making. I wasn't even a factor in his decision making process. Like, she says it just the way I said it too, Because all the girls like, you go, girl. You're absolutely right, girl. You're absolutely, and then Samantha says like, men do this all the time. We just means me and my penis. That's all it means. Men are always doing this shit. How would you fucking know, Samantha? Okay, you don't really do relationships. Okay, so how the fuck do you know? When the fuck did you ever give a shit about somebody so much that it fucking hurt you when they didn't fucking do what they said they were gonna do? Huh? Not very often. I know last episode, that wasn't real love. That was a guy from a long time ago, since before we knew you. Okay? So we don't know what the fuck happened. All we know is what you said. We don't know what the fuck happened the first time you dated Dominic last episode. Okay? And James doesn't count because you didn't really love him. Once you got tired of his small penis, you just fucking bailed out of there. Okay? So no. When have you ever loved anyone to know enough about this stuff? You don't. Samantha's not a loving person. Okay? I think she loves herself above anyone else. And I think she loves her friends to a point, but she could never give herself to a guy, is what I mean. She could never love a guy. Not the way that people deserve to be loved. I said people, not guys deserve to be loved. The way people deserve to be loved. I don't think that she could ever, love a partner that way, So, her idea of selfish, I mean, that's like the pot calling the kettle black, I mean, Samantha's a very selfish person. She really is. A lot of these characters are pretty selfish, all right, on this show. They're all rich. They're all white. They all live in New York. They all wear expensive clothes. They go to the most expensive restaurants. They go to the most expensive clubs. They drink the most expensive drinks. They travel to the most expensive places. They know the richest, whitest people in New York. They know everybody in New York. So like they wear the designer clothes. So they're fucking. They've got first world problems. Okay, they're the American dream times 10. Okay, these are some very, very privileged women. Okay, and so you hear a bunch of privileged women complaining all the time. It's kind of like, after a while, you're just like, come on, Okay. But Carrie's upset, and she's got a right to be upset. She's like, Carrie, she won't let it go. She's going to keep talking about it. Carrie's like, just tell me what's going on. Is that too much to ask? No fucking shit, Carrie. Just tell us what's going on, right? She had a hard time with it. She's been struggling with that very same thing. So why is she mad at Big for doing it too, She goes, I might be going to France for the rest of my life. Why don't you just say something like that? Just for 1 minute. He's all over me, and the next minute, he's pushing me away. I can't believe this is happening again. Ah! They're like, calm down, Carrie, calm down. This is not the only time Carrie's being told to calm down this episode, okay? She goes fucking full fucking mode. God damn, drama mode all the fucking way, man. She's going for an Emmy here, okay? She's like, I must be a masochist. No, you're dating a guy like Big. This is who Big is. This is who you fell in love with, okay? You wouldn't be feeling this way if you dated a normal guy. A guy who gave a shit about your feelings. A guy who gave a shit about your feelings, Aiden. You wouldn't feel this way about a guy like that, okay? You would walk all over a guy like that. A guy that keeps you at a distance makes you want to pursue him. And you know what, Carrie? It's not just you, okay? It's pretty much fucking every woman in America, all right? It's not just you. Yes, I'm saying that, all right? And I'm not just talking from my experiences. I'm talking from other people's experiences, okay? A guy's point of view, that's what this show is, right? Guy's point of view, the most success that we have with women is when we keep them at a distance. But if we're all over them, if we're the saran wrap boyfriend, if we're all over them telling how beautiful you are, yes, my precious, yes, my sweet, oh, I love you so much. Can I tuck you in? Let me sing this. I wrote you this poem today. My honey butter sweetness, my lovely, lovely one. If you're that kind of a person, women get turned off. And it sucks because we watch chick flicks and we think that, oh, that's what we're supposed to do. That's what women do. They love bull fucking shit, okay? Women like fucking. They like to come and like to be told they're pretty. And that's it. Maybe take them out to eat every once in a while, you know? And that's it. Respect them. That's it. Don't fault all over them. Don't smother them. You know? That's all you got to do, really. You don't have to fucking, dissolve yourself to be with your partner, you know? Big, that's one of the reasons I like Big so much, is he doesn't do that. He doesn't smother Carrie. He's the opposite. He keeps her at a distance. They go out, they have sex, they make jokes, they have good time, they cook together, they do all sorts of good things together, you know? They talk on the phone, they make their little quips, you know? They hang out, they have fun with each other, okay? But Carrie is treating Big like this is her soon-to-be husband. You know, once again, her timetable, not his. You got to go by his timetable, okay? You got to go by both timetables, honestly, you know? Because if he's ready and she's not, I'd be saying the same thing, okay? But he's not ready to go. He's already been married once, for Christ's sake. You know, and Carrie's basically trying their wedding rings on already. She's already picking out the dress. You know, he's not ready to go there yet, you know? I mean, it's a big step just for him to have a girlfriend. It was a big step just for him to tell her he loved her, okay? Much less have a girlfriend, you know? And now she's like, well, I want to come with you. What's the next step? Moving in together. And what's after that? Marriage. He sees this coming. He's trying to slow the train down. Carrie's trying to speed the train up. Okay, so of course he's scared. What happens when you chase somebody? They run away. Exactly. Okay, moving right along. Okay, so, this is Big's personality. This is just who he is, you know? I will say this about Carrie, though. Her hair looks good. So anyway, she's typing in her laptop, and she's like, how do you know when enough is enough? That's the thesis of this episode. How do you know when enough is enough? How do you know when you just can't take anymore? All right? Meanwhile, Miranda and Jack, that's Will Arnett, they're on a date, and they're walking down the street, you know, at night, and they go into this little alley, and there's this old house there. And she's like, hey, you know what? Mark Twain used to live in that house. That's where he lived when he wrote Huckleberry Finn. Let's go check it out. She's like, it's private property. He's like, yeah, I know. Let's go. Okay? And he starts wanting to fuck her right there in the hallway. And she's like, well, no, anybody could walk by and see us. And he's like, yeah, I know. You know? So they start doing it in the hallway there in public. I'm surprised nobody actually walked in on them, you know? And let me tell you something, okay? I've been in this experience myself, all right? Where you want to fuck in public. Hey, it's not my thing, okay? I'm not going to say who, but there's a woman I know. She wanted to fuck in the parking lot of that hotel, okay? When there was a convention going on in the ballroom, and she wanted to fuck in that there was a ball going on in there. I know that because we were in there. Okay, but we know. But we go to her car in the parking lot, and she wants to do it like right there in the car. And I'm like, oh, what if somebody comes by here? What if somebody walks by and sees us? There's a security guard around here. What if he catches us doing it? She's like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Let's do it right now. I want to fuck right now. You know? And I'm like, no, not here. You know, because I'm legitimately afraid I'm gonna get caught. So finally, I pissed her off. I said, no, we'll go back in the hotel room. We'll do it, but not right here. Not right now. I'm so scared someone's going to walk in on us. Someone's going to walk through here. What if it's a little kid or something, you know? And sure enough, right after I did that, there comes a security guard driving right past our car with a fucking light on us. You know? He's checking all the cars out. And I see, you see what I mean? We could have just fucking got caught right then and there and kicked out of the hotel, if not worse, you know? So I was right in that decision, but I pissed her off because I didn't want to fucking be spontaneous and fuck right there in the parking lot of the hotel. Well, I'm sorry, it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. You know, I've done it in public before, like in a swimming pool at someone else's house, you know, things like that, you know. But you know, in a public place where anybody can walk in at any moment and see you, like anybody, I'm talking like families, kids, anybody can walk in. No, I'm not doing it. I know that some people out there like it. Good for you. Like I said, if that's your thing, it's your thing. You do you. Not my thing. I just think, I know guys that do it. And I know guys that get turned on by that, but it's not me. It's not my thing. All right. I like other things, okay? That ain't one of them, all right? So anyway, so that happens. So Miranda realized that he gets turned on by fucking in public. Okay, Stanford and Carrie are talking. Stanford's telling her that he's Rick 9+, in that Big Tool for You wants to meet him in person. He's afraid that he's going to see him and not like him or something, you know. And of course, Carrie's all fucking like laughing about this shit when she hears their names. And Stanford's like, this is serious, Carrie. He's like, okay, well, he wants us to meet at this meat packing plant. Meat packing, Stanford? Okay, don't you mean fudge packing? I think they got the word wrong there. Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah, okay, so he's like, what if he doesn't like me? You know, he's like, well, are you really Rick 9 Plus? He's like, no. It's like, okay, well, maybe he's not really big tool for you. So I don't know. I guess he decides to go. We see that later. Okay, now Carrie calls Big because she's drunk. She's been drinking with Stanford. She's been drinking her fucking Cosmos, and she's still drinking her Cosmos when she calls Paris, France. She calls Big's hotel room. Big answers the phone. He's like, what the hell? It's like 5:30 in the morning, Carrie. Like, what do you want? You know? And of course, now she goes off, all right? I'm just going to read it for you because she says a lot here. She says, how could you go and not tell me? I think about us all the time. You're always going. Think about somebody else for a change. I'm a woman. A woman. And he's like, well, have another cocktail, woman. Kira's like, this is about basic human decency. This isn't about cocktails. This is about responsibility. This is about being a grown-up. This is about being a man. Fuck you right there, Carrie. Fuck you right there. Okay? I want to understand, ladies. I want to understand how come if a man tells a woman, like, you know what? I need you to take care of the house. I need you to take care of the kids when I'm at work. I need you to cook the food and clean the clothes, you know, and support me and look good while you're doing it. Okay? I need you to act like a woman. What happens when a guy says that to a woman? All of a sudden, he gets his ass fucking kicked. Huh? Why is that? Why is it every fucking woman just gets triggered like, what did you say to me? You know, why does every woman get triggered when a guy says something stupid like that? But yet, women are always saying shit like, oh, a real man would blah, blah, blah. A real man would blah, blah, blah. That's because you're not a real man. A real man does this, and he does that, and he does that. Bull fucking shit. How do you think we feel getting told that? It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. There are things that we expect from each other, and that's it. That's it. Nobody wants to be told what those things are. We do because we want to do. Okay, it has nothing to do with whether you got a fucking pussy or vagina. Okay, people are just selfish like that. Okay, people just miss things like that. That's what happens to both sexes. It's not a fucking gender thing. Okay, men fuck up too, women fuck up too. Okay, it doesn't mean they're less of a woman. It doesn't mean he's less of a man. This is fucking bullshit. I hate that. God damn it! If you're gonna be that way, if you're gonna tell me. Okay, when you don't have a penis and I do, you're going to tell me what being a man is like? And what I need to do? Fuck you. I'll tell you what being a woman is like. How do you like it? Exactly, you fucking don't. So don't do it to me either. We don't fucking like that any more than you do. Boom. All right. Anyway, that's what Carrie said. But she's drunk when she says it, so, you know. All right. Big's like, I am a man. I'm a tired man, and it's 5:30 a.m. I'm going back to sleep. Click. And Carrie, she spills her Cosmo all over herself while she's yelling at him. So then later on, she realized that she fucked up. She shouldn't have called him drunk like that. You know, we've all done that. We've all called people drunk. Okay. Meanwhile, Miranda and Jack, Will Arnett, they're in a cab, and he wants to fucking eat Miranda out in the cab while the cab driver's driving. And so he does. And she does. Like I said, I could never do that. Okay, Charlotte tries on those shoes again. She goes back to the shoe store. The guy Buster, the shoe guy, is there. He wants to touch her foot. He likes touching her feet. He offers her a pair of shoes for free. They're $500. I don't know what kind of shoes they are. He doesn't say, but they're $500. But he offers it to her for free if she lets him, touch her feet. And she agrees to it because, when a shoe fetish meets a foot fetish. And that's what happens, and it's just gross. Okay, so Carrie complains about Big again to her friends. Miranda actually gets fucked in several different places. They're walking down the street talking about all this stuff. It's Miranda, Carrie, and Charlotte. Samantha's not much in this episode. In fact, we don't see her again. They're walking down the street together. Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha. I'm sorry, Miranda, Charlotte, and Carrie are walking down the street. Miranda's complaining about how they've been having sex everywhere except the fucking bedroom. They've been to restaurants. They've been to public bathrooms. They've been to parks. They've been to all these different fucking places, having sex. But they haven't actually had sex like on a bed or anything like that, right? And then Carrie's talking about how big, like, oh, she blew up at Big, and, it's not fair. He's in Paris, and he might live there. And Carrie notices that, what is that south of your ankles? And she's like, and Charlotte's like, oh, yeah, those are the shoes. She's like, how much do they cost? Like $500? She's like, no, I got a deal on them. Really? From who? From where? So she admits, she goes, what did you have to do, Charlotte, to get those shoes? She's like, I just, I had to let him like play with my feet for a little. Oh, so now Charlotte feels bad about herself. So she goes back to the shoe store to return the shoes, and Buster there's like, you've worn them. I can't return them. You've already worn them. He says, but I do have a new shipment that just came in. They've never been worn. You can keep those shoes if you indulge me. So, he starts trying on the shoes. She starts trying on all these different shoes that just came in. Meanwhile, he's just fucking having a fucking orgasm. Okay, he's making all those faces. I'm not fucking kidding. Okay, he's doing that while he's putting shoes on a girl. How fucking weird is that? Okay, he's a fucking weirdo. I don't know any guys that do this shit. Okay, I don't even think the foot fetish guy I met at the fucking titty bar that one night would ever even acted this way. Okay, this is bullshit, and he was drunk. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Okay, anyway. Okay, now Carrie goes to see Big. She's got McDonald's there. She went to McDonald's. He's back in town. Okay, and she says this McDonald's that she brought product placement. Yeah, this McDonald's is for her being a la bitch, And she says we can make it work. We can have phone sex. I can come visit over there, and if it gets too hard, I'll just move over there, and I can do Sex in the City. My column from Paris, And Big's like, well, if you want to move to Paris, that's fine. That's on you, but I don't want you to do it for me. Do it because you want to do it. She's like, well, I wouldn't move to Paris unless it was for you. And he says, well, I don't want you to uproot your whole life and then expect anything from me, That fucking sets her off. She throws the food at him. Then she takes off her fucking hat, throws that at him too. And he's like, what the fuck? Which is exactly what I would do. Don't fucking throw things at me. What the fuck? I know you're pissed. Don't fucking throw things at me. What the fuck? How come Carrie's more violent than Big is? Anyway, Carrie's like, I'm such an idiot. I'm running around in this fucking parade buying you greasy food, and you don't even care if I'm in your life. Big's like, calm down, Carrie, calm down. No, I'm tired of calming down. Look, I have to be in a relationship where if I have to go to Paris, I have to go to Paris. What happens to us when next year you gotta go to Brazil? He's like, this isn't about us. This is about work. No, this is about us getting closer and you getting freaked out about it. You have to put an ocean between us. Big's like, look, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Hey, I'm guilty of this myself, all right? I've done this stuff too. But anyway, the conversation's still going on, right? The argument's still going on. Okay. He's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. He's like, why is it so hard for you to factor me in? He's like, look, I guess old habits. He's like, I can't do this anymore. He's like, yeah, I understand. That wasn't good. You told me you loved me. He's like, I do. Then why does it hurt so fucking much? And she fucking storms out of there. Hey, I get her point of view. I feel sorry for her. I get it. Dick's being kind of a dick. Big's being kind of a dick. He is. Well, not kind of. Okay, he's being a dick. He's being an asshole. All right? And I know that. You know how I know this? Because I've done this too. Okay? And I think about it now, and I'm like, yeah, I was a fucking asshole. I was a total fucking asshole. I was. And I shouldn't have done that. And if I could take it back, I would, but I didn't. And, it's just stupid pride is what it is. It's stupid pride. Big, like I said earlier, Big doesn't want anyone influencing his decisions. He wants to be the sole person that makes all the decisions in his life. He doesn't want he doesn't want to fucking Carrie to come visit him. Like I said, I think he wants to sleep around and see other girls. But if Carrie comes to visit him or to live with him, and he ends up fucking other girls and that pisses her off, he doesn't want her blaming him for it. It's like he's like trying to find a way out. So I understand why she's upset. Like I said, hey, you know what, Carrie? Big, like I've said this, like probably every episode I've done this show, all right, is that Big is way up there in the top 1% of the guys that are out there, okay? These are the guys that most American women, at least Western women, want to be with, okay? So if you want to keep Big, you're probably going to have to share him, okay? Imagine being the wife of, like, say, George Clooney or something, Like, you probably have to share him with other girls, like three-way, not marry other girls, but, just like at least have three-ways or shit, The guys that are up there, the guys with the high sexual market value, they have more than one girl. They'll probably have one woman that's their main wife, but they'll have other, like look at John F. Kennedy. I mean, they're a perfect example right there. Yeah, he had his trophy wife, but he also had a bunch of other fucking women too. Hell, he was fucking Nancy Reagan too. Did you know that? No, you didn't, did you? Yeah, he was. He had Ava Gardner. He had Marilyn Monroe. Oh, yeah, well, everyone knew about that one, He even had Jane Mansfield, Marilyn Monroe's rival. Yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm talking about. Big is kind of like that, all right? If you're going to try to lock down a guy like that, he can't be locked down. He can't be locked down. You might as well try locking down Hugh Hefner. Try locking down fucking, Chris Brown. Or try locking down, whoever the fuck's popular right now. Jason Momoa, well, he's actually single, But, so like, you can't, okay? This person's too much in demand, And he's tried the relationship thing. He's getting close to her. He likes talking to her. She's funny, okay? But he probably wants to have sex with, women that are younger, more attractive, and a lot less drama. That don't expect so much from him. You see, like Carrie does. Carrie expects a lot from him. Maybe he doesn't like that pressure, and that's why he's kind of pushing her away. Now, is this stupid? Of course it is. It's stupid because nobody's fucking perfect. You're never going to find fucking perfect, okay? Perfect doesn't exist. Big can fuck as many women as he wants. He's never going to meet the woman that's going to meet all of his fucking requirements. Every single one. That will never happen. You might find a better looking girl, okay? But he's not necessarily going to find a better girl. You see? You got to accept what is there, okay? Once you find something that's good, you hold on to it. Because the chances of finding something really, really good are very slim. Very, very slim. And they don't get better the older you get. All right? Anyway. So that happens there. Now we take a break from the whole thing. Carrie realizes that she's a masochist. She hurts herself. She's tied down with a guy who doesn't want to be tied down. Stanford goes to the gay bar. He meets a guy there. He buys him a drink. It's not Big Tool for You. It's some other guy, but they compare their fucking Speedos together. Not Speedos, they're fucking, they're boxer briefs together. Whoopie-doo. Okay. Big comes to visit Carrie the next day. They don't talk. They just have sex. And then she sits there. She contemplates her life. And she realizes that she can't stay with him. She's holding him back. So she tells him it's okay for you to go to Paris. I'm not going to follow you out there. And she realizes that they've broken up. They're never going to see each other again. And it hurts her feelings. But she's free of him now. And then she starts smoking a cigarette. And she looks at him. He looks up at her. And they kind of give each other a goodbye. And that's that. So that's the end of Big. At least this time around. So that was the episode. I hope you liked it. And I'll be back with the next episode. Thank you.